What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're going to be going over the Future Trunks Dende Wish Leader deck profile that we featured in one of our recent Battle Chamber videos. I do apologize for it taking so long to get this list out. I have been in the process of testing and reconstructing for the upcoming event in June in AC, so I have been putting a lot of effort towards that, but I wanted to get this profile out for you guys because the deck is a lot of fun and I could see it being competitively viable, especially in the hands of a better player. So without further ado, let's get right into it and let me know what you guys think. So we're going to get right into it here. Real quick shout out to Shenron's Lair and Level 1 Games. We're obviously using the online territory that Shenron's Lair provides us for online deck building, so shout out to those guys, for doing the Lord's work since day one. And also Level 1 Games is our most consistent local here in Northern Jersey. Basically, that's where we get all of our footage for the Battle Chamber for the No Counters, No Combos YouTube channel, so shout out to those guys for being great sports about it and letting us just kind of record on a weekly basis and get some gameplay out there for you. So without further ado, the Dende Trunks deck. Dende, Blue Dende Leader has been in the meta for a little bit now, but most of the time you're seeing it played with Agents of Destruction. So I kind of wanted to take a different approach to it. This is kind of like a more casual build, but honestly, aside from Super Shenron, I can see this list being competitive. It just needs a better pilot, like I said in the intro there. But we're gonna get right into it. Dende, it's a blue wish leader. It's an auto burst 2. Once per turn, you can switch it to rest mode. And burst 2, search 2 Dragon Balls from your life or your deck. You can awaken when there's 7 balls in the drop area, flip over, and add a desire from your drop to your hand. And then on the awaken side, we have Sun Goku Energy Restored. It's once per turn, draw, once per turn free wish, or the ultimate skill of removing 7 balls from the game, and you get to untap 2 energy and draw 2 cards. So it's actually a really strong ultimate ability. I like it more than the Great Saiyaman Wish Leader because it draws 2 cards, but the Great Saiyaman does get to untap that extra energy. So I guess it's pick your poison, but I just do feel like these auto burst leaders are more efficient when it comes to awakening by turn 2, which is what you need if you're not playing a Shenron deck. Or if you're not playing a Black Wish Leader, I should say. So having that extra draw 2 is fine because it extends your plays and it gets you more cards, which is pretty important in the game of Dragon Ball. So as far as the main deck, we're going to go over the black cards first. 7 zero-cost Dragon Balls, pretty standard, pretty staple, pretty generic. I don't like the 1-star ball, and I have tried the Super Dragon Ball, but I do feel like I just want the free draw. I don't want to tap out my energy or anything like that, just for any type of plays I want to make. Turn 1, if I'm on the draw, I can just charge, do what I have to do, and pass. If I'm on the play, then it is what it is. So I like the zero-cost Dragon Balls. 2 Dragon Radars. It helps filter through the deck as well as recycle your desires and draw 2 cards. Also 2 of the 1-drop Bulmas. The 1-drop Bulma was a last-minute addition. At first, I wasn't playing this card, but then just me being paranoid, I didn't want to burst my pieces and then not be able to get them back. So, like, in this deck, you do need certain pieces to go off. So on the off chance that they get milled, either if I'm playing Janemba or if it's through my auto burst, I can always get them back with Bulma. Next, 4 Child's Wish, the most broken card in the game, or honestly the most broken Desire card in the game. It just has a lot of valuable targets right now, but that's a discussion for a different video. 4 Child's Wish, there's a lot of targets in this deck that you want to pump out. With your Child's Wish, you get it for 1 less energy, so you're being efficient on your plays, and you can always recycle them with Dragon Radar. And then 2 Crisis Crusher. The Crisis Crusher I like main boarded because Borgos and Whis really do hurt this deck when it comes to untap, but if you're playing against the skillless match, you can Crisis Crusher their 1-drop Goku, and then it sets them a turn behind. Like, they have to reestablish that board presence. So I do like Crisis Crusher against any 1-drop weenie decks that try to be aggressive early on. You can put this Crisis Crusher on board and just accrue value from it as the game progresses. Now to the blue. We're going to have 4 Sensu Beans, which is pretty staple. It's both offensively and defensively a really, really good card in the game right now. If you want to extend, you play it offensively. If you want to defend, obviously, you play it defensively. 4 Dimension Magic. the best blue negate in the game, Sparking Negate. If you have 5 cards in your drop area, you do not have to tap an energy to activate this card. You can take a life and untap 2 blues, which is really good for defense in this deck and gives you survivability, which is super important right now in the game. Next, we have 2 Objection. So 2 Objection for me, this card does not make or break my strategy. If I see it, great. If not, it's whatever. It's kind of like an alternative way of getting to my pieces a little faster instead of being on curve. So, for example, like my Vegeta combo needs to have at least 4 energy to go off of Champion Pack Trunks. And then at all costs, in order to get full value, you have to have 5 energy. So if I can Objection on turn 3 and be an energy ahead of the game, that's totally fine because I'll get more value from my Vegeta plays. But for the most part, I'm only looking to get 1 Objection off per game. And if I draw these late, then they become charge or they just become dead cards in my hand. So it is what it is. If you mill them off with your auto off of your leader, then like I said, it is what it is. You need to get to 4 energy in this deck, and it's cute when you get to 5 if you have the resources to play a finisher. We're playing the lonely, the one of Unyielding Spirit Trunks. This card is just really, really good. In this deck, you do have the ability to abuse it with one of your win cons of the deck. So that's why I decided to include it. It's still a really good card at 1, even though it's not as commonly seen throughout the game as it used to be when it was at 4. But it's still very powerful. A free 5k combo that untaps an energy is really, really strong. And it was hit for a reason, so that's why we no longer have it at 4. Next, we have our 4 Great Saiyaman super combos. Sparking super combo, pretty straightforward. We're playing a burst deck, so that's something that you want to definitely have. We're playing 4 Preface of Recovery Son Goku. This is one of your main child's wish target. Unlike Bulma, Explorer Bulma, which everyone's used to with the Super Shenron Storm variants, Preface does untap 2, so he essentially plays Child's Wish for free, or if you've already tapped energy for a previous play and you want to free wish him in to untap, that's fine too. It doesn't get you the draw, but it's a 5k. It's 5k stronger than Bulma and has barrier, so you can pressure with Preface, and if you can establish a board of like 2 or 3 of these, it does become kind of annoying for your opponent to get over because it has barrier, so there's a less cards that they can interact with it. And 15k, you can combo a couple cards into it. It does a lot of damage. Next, we have 4 of the Champion Pack Trunks, which is really good. It's obviously a Child's Wish target, which makes it phenomenal. But the best part about it is it reduces the evolutionary cost of your 6-drop for just 2 of any color. So 2 random or 2 blue. In this deck it's going to be blue, but it essentially reduces the evolutionary cost, which allows you to play the 6-drop for 2 energy over this guy. So it's really good because the 6-drop is a really powerful card, but it was hard to get out previously. So now that we have access to this promo, you can get it out, and it's just more effective that way. It also has synergy with the 4 of Vegeta that we're playing. Basically, when this Trunks comes out, you can put him to the bottom of your deck, and then you can play the Vegeta from your hand. You have to have 4 energy to do this play, but you can put Trunks to the bottom, play the Vegeta. Vegeta's a 20k double strike. Then Vegeta's activate main is you can look at the bottom of your deck, and if there's a Trunks there, you can play it, but negate its activate skill for the duration of the turn. Now, the good thing about it is Trunks' evolutionary effect is a permanent. So Vegeta does not actually negate the evolutionary skill. It only negates the activate main of constantly putting it back at the bottom of the deck. So that would be a little busted if you could just keep filtering Vegetas out of your hand. But they made this card balanced, but still really good, because if you're playing, you can free wish this guy in, swing for 15, activate effect, bring out a Vegeta, swing for 20k double. Then you can activate Vegeta's effect to bring the Trunks back out and then evolve the big guy on it. And you just did all that for no energy. So you just played 2 bodies on board for 0 energy, and then for 2 energy you play your 6-drop, your big boss monster. So it's really, really nice to have, and Constant Hope is just a really, really good card. Next, we have an alternative win con, which is 2 at all cost Vegetas. It's just really good for spot removal and to hit really big numbers for triple strike in case you can't push damage through with Constant Hope. But like I said earlier with the objection reasoning, you need to have 5 energy for this card to get as much value as possible, because that's when its activate mains will kick in with 5 energy. It's just at all costs has been one of the best cards in the game since it came out, so it's just really good to have 2 of these. It's also a Vegeta, target. So you need Gokus and Vegetas in this deck for the next card and final card of the deck, Trunks the Constant Hope. So Trunks the Constant Hope was introduced to us in set 2. It's a 6-drop, 25k, and its effect is it has a permanent. If there's both Goku and Vegeta in your battle area or your drop area, this card gains triple strike. So he becomes a triple striker, and his auto is when you attack with this card or when this card is attacked, you can combo with a card from your drop area. So earlier I said this deck has the ability to abuse Unyielding, which is exactly what Constant Hope does. If you choose to use Unyielding from the drop area, you will combo with it, making yourself a 30k triple strike and untap an energy for defense if you need it, or if you need to play a bigger threat, or so on and so forth. You can also super combo from the drop area, which is really, really good because you're going to get a free draw constantly, and if your opponent tries to swing at your Trunks, you will also get the ability to super combo and draw a card off of it for defensive purposes. So it has a lot of utility. It's cute because you can abuse the Unyielding on offense and then abuse your super combos on defense, and it's every time. So like if your opponent swings at Trunks 4 times, he's gonna get that auto 4 separate times. It's not once per turn. So it's really, really nice to have that. Like I said, this deck is a lot of fun. I like playing decks like this. I think they're fun. I think it's a nice change of pace from what we have going on in the competitive scene right now. So if you're looking for something fun and you're a fanboy of Future Trunks and all of his goodness, being the savior of the future and all, I definitely encourage you guys to give this deck a shot. I don't think that this is going to be the ultimate final build for it. I mean, I'm pretty happy with what the build is and the ratios and stuff like that, but I can definitely see the argument for a couple of changes being made. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this deck, and if you've tried it or if you've built it yourself. What are your ratios? Are you having success with it, and do you enjoy it? But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We really do appreciate the support here at No Counters, No Combos, and we hope that you enjoy the content that we're putting out. And if there's anything at all that you guys are looking for, please just let me know, whether it's in the comments down below or on the Discord server. All of our information will be linked in the description, so there's plenty of ways to reach out to us. Thank you again so much for the support, and we will see you in the next video. Be there or be squared.